Hey everyone, so this is my yearly end of the year recap. 2023 was an interesting year. I feel like I say that every year. Well, it's because when I start the new year with the job I have, I never know what to expect when the new year arrives. But it was sort of a roller coaster. There were ups and downs, and I've traveled more this year. Last year I went to Mexico, but I've traveled more than usual. I've been to more sporting events, aka hockey, and I've been working less. It's the first time that I have not worked on an American production in the entire year. With all of the strikes going on in the United States, they're over. Finally, they're over. But American production were not in Canada during that time. And luckily I've made the switch this year on local French-Canadian productions, and I've worked on these shows for the entire year. But still, it's compared to the previous last 2 years that I had, this was the year I have worked the least. Like, I've worked for a few months, but it was just one of the years that I have not worked as hard or as much as the previous years. We start the year in January, of course, and first thing I did, I celebrated New Year's with my dad, and it was the only time I saw him this year, and I won't go into full details of why, but it is what it is. Shit happens, but this was the only time that I saw him in 2023. And January I haven't been working, so I've been relaxing. I've been in the woods, did some walks in the wood during the winter with snow. Snow, hey? It's Christmas and there's no snow in Canada. What the hell? I've also been to hockey games, 2 Canadian games, and they were both wearing their reverse retro jerseys. What are the odds? But of course, the Canadians lose both games that I've went to. They played against the Seattle Kraken and the Florida Panthers. And the Florida Panthers game, I went with a friend who has never ever been to the Bell Center in his life before that day. Like, he never went to see a hockey game. He never went to a concert at the Bell Center. February, I haven't done anything, still not working. Taking a break from, like, literally the first few months of this year. I've been taking a break from all of the previous years that I've been working, the last 2 years. And I just knew, I was like, I'm gonna take a break from work for a few months because the last 2 years were pretty rough. But I've made it through and we're here right now. But the only memorable thing that I did, I went to see Ant-Man Quantumania in the movie theater with one of my friends, Max, who's now a film critic, which is dope. And March, things start to kick in. The year for me, work-wise and activity-wise, starts to happen. So in March, I started to work on a web series for Radio-Canada, and it's out. It's only a web show, so it's only online. It's not even on YouTube. It's on Radio-Canada's web platform. And I've worked on this show for 2 weeks. I celebrated a friend's birthday at the end of March. We went to a restaurant. We were supposed to go to a restaurant and we went to another, and we did some bar hopping. We did some bar hopping, and that's pretty much it. And now we get to April, where things really start to happen. I said it with March, but April, it starts to get busy. So I start working on the French-Canadian show that I've started at the end of last year, à Cœur Battant. So I start working there, and I went out with friends for another birthday party. We went to a restaurant, then we went to a karaoke bar, and the night ended there. I've also went to see the Laval Rocket 2 times. First time I went in a suite. My mother got tickets to a suite at the Laval Rocket with her job, so I invited a friend and we went to see the Laval Rocket in the suite, which was pretty dope. Ordered some food and had a good time. And the second time I went to see the Laval Rocket, it was a playoff game on my birthday. So on my 25th birthday, I celebrated by going with family to the Laval Rockets playoff game, and they lost and haven't even scored a single goal. Tickets were cheap, thank God, but it was disappointing. The vibe and the ambiance in the arena before the game was pretty cool. And in May, I'm still working on the same show à Cœur Battant, and my mom and I decided to organize a trip to Toronto for the weekend, the long weekend, to go see the Blue Jays. So we went to Toronto, we went to a sketchy hotel. The vlogs are up on my channel if you want to go check it out. And there was a fire alarm the first day we got there. We're watching playoff hockey at like 10 p.m. The fire alarm starts to ring. It's super confusing. They say this is not a drill, this is not a test, please get out. Then the manager says, oh, it's a test, false alarm, but it still says to leave and evacuate. So I packed my most valuable things. We left the hotel and the firefighters said it was a false alarm and we went back to our room. But the main focus of the trip was going to see the Toronto Blue Jays. The stadium is breathtaking, it's an amazing. The tickets were super cheap, by the way, and we had a great view. We went with family that I haven't really seen in years, and it was a fantastic weekend, and it ended with going to the Hockey Hall of Fame and immediately leaving to head back to Montreal and started to work again the next day. In June, I've worked again on the same show, but we wrapped the show, season 1, and after that, Transformers Rise of the Beast, the movie that I've worked on in 2021, finally got released in theaters, and I was shocked that the movie was decent. It was good, not great, but it was good. And I organized a watch party with friends that I've worked with on the show, well, on the movie. We had a pretty fun time, organized it all, and we had a blast going to see the movie, and it was great. Then we went for Saint-Jean-Baptiste in Granby, me and myself and some of my friends, to go see Les Cowboys Fringants perform, and this was probably one of the last performances that Carl Tremblay, the singer, performed healthy-wise, because sadly a few months later he passed away from a cancer, and it shocked the entire province of Quebec. But still, I saw them live before Carl Tremblay left us, and overall I didn't really listen to their music much, but the concert was amazing. They were really great live. So yep, I'm happy that I got to see them before all of this happened. And I also went out with friends again for another birthday. Did a bar hopping tour whatsoever, went to many bars and drank, and it was a good time. We get to July and I went to Wildwood with the family, and the vlogs of that trip are still not edited and it's not posted, and I expect to maybe make the videos in January of 2024. But basically, right when I got back from Wildwood, I went immediately back to work on the same show for the second season, and we worked until the end of September. And around the end of September I could have made the videos, but I'll get into it later on of why I didn't, and you'll understand why. But we went to Wildwood, had a good time, and got back and immediately went back to work on the same show for the second season. And I also went to see Oppenheimer with some friends, and the movie was fantastic. Then in August, not much. I've just been working and working and working on the show. And I went to see Ricky Gervais Armageddon in Laval at Place Belle. And Ricky Gervais went on a comedy world tour, and the comedy show is now on Netflix. It's a Netflix special. And yeah, first time going to see a comedy show, but this was so hilarious. And Ricky Gervais is now controversial because a lot of people are saying, oh my god, he would get cancelled and blah blah blah. And he used one of my pictures that I posted from the venue and posted it on all of his social medias to thank Montreal and Laval. Then we get to September and I finish the French-Canadian show I've been working on, season 2, à cœur battant. We finish it around the end of the month. We went to Laser Quest with my co-workers from the show. We went to dinner and then we went to play Laser Quest. I realized how old I was because the next day my legs were hurting so bad. Like I had difficulties walking because I was running and jumping so much. And then I went to see the scrimmage game of the Montreal Canadiens, the red versus white. Right after that, I went to hit some golf balls with friends. And then we get to October. I appeared on the Coast to Coast Hockey Podcast. Some of my friends on Twitter have made a podcast, and as I'm filming this, they haven't made probably a single episode in the month of December. I don't know what's going on, but I appeared on their third episode and another one for season's prediction. I've worked not even on production. I installed lights, Christmas lights in Montreal and in Brossard for 2 days. And then I went to the Canadiens practice in Brossard, and it's when I started to do hockey edits for TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. I went to see the Montreal Canadiens versus the Columbus Blue Jackets, and they did a comeback and won in overtime. And it's Cole Caulfield who scored, and he's having a rough time right now in the season, but at least I saw him score in overtime live. And then we are in November, and November I didn't do anything else but taking care of my cat Pumbaa. My latest video was talking about what was going on, and sadly, well, in December he passed away. But mostly in November, I just didn't have my mind on making YouTube videos, long form content, and editing the Wildwood vlog. I didn't really want to do it during that time because I've been taking care of Pumbaa a lot. Then we get to December, and start of December we have to put him down, and I've made already a full video about the experience, and I don't really want to talk about it too much right now, but it's been hard. And yeah, so if you want to check that video out to have more details about that situation and that process of putting down my cat and just wanting to know what it's like, you can go check that video. And we are in December as of right now, and I've worked on a commercial with some of my friends, and it was for a week. It was fun. Celebrated Christmas with the family. I had a Christmas dinner with my mom on Christmas Eve. Then my sisters and their boyfriend came on Christmas Day. We unwrapped the Christmas gifts, played some board games, ate food. It was a good time. I don't think I'll do much. Probably just chill, relax, watch hockey, celebrate New Year's at home like last year. I don't know what to expect. Yep, that's my year. That's my 2023. I'm gonna end this video right here. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on my social medias that will be in the description down below, and turn on the bell for notifications when I post. Thank you for watching. Happy New Year's everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.